Greetings, summer campers. I want to give you this introductory video to get you guys introduced to some basic notes on the ukulele. What you just heard, I winged it, that was improvised, and it involved using only 8 notes. For all of you out there, some of this will be review, and some of this will be brand new material. When you arrive at camp, we want to help you get as up to speed as possible, and one of the most valuable things I can do is teach you the open notes on the ukulele plus 4 additional notes, 1 additional note for each string. An open note is simply a note that I play by plucking a string. Only I've got one hand tied behind my back, and I can still play these 4 open notes. It's a G, a C, an E, and an A. You can remember this because it's gorillas can eat anything. So for those of you who are complete beginners, you'll notice that I've taken my right hand and I've tucked it right here where the neck of the ukulele and the body of the ukulele meet, and I pluck with my thumb, and I try to get a nice, a decisive tone, but a tone that's nice and warm as well. In addition to those 4 notes, I want everybody to, as much as possible, show up on the first day knowing at least those 4 notes and 4 additional notes. These little sectioned off areas on your ukulele neck are called your frets. And we're going to number the frets. We're going to start with 1 up here, and then 2, and then 3, and then 4. And this first one with a dot is 5, then 6, and the second one with a dot is 7, etc., etc. You're only going to be concerned right now with what's called a home position. Home position is right here at the top of the neck. These are the only frets we're going to be concerned with right off the bat are going to be the 2nd and the 3rd frets. So here's the 1st fret, here's the 2nd, here's the 3rd, here's the 4th, and that's the case for each string. What I'm doing is I am putting my thumb on the back of the neck. This is my left hand thumb, and I'm pointing it to the ceiling. I'm right behind the 2nd fret. Okay? Now we've got our frets numbered. We're going to number our fingers to go right along with the frets. Our pointer is going to be our 1st finger for the 1st fret. Our middle finger is our 2nd finger for the 2nd. Our ring finger is our 3rd finger for the 3rd. And our pinky is our 4th finger for the 4th. Okay? Right now, I'm only going to show you some notes that involve 2nd and 3rd finger and 2nd and 3rd fret, as well as the open notes G, C, E, A that you've already learned. Okay? When I'm playing the G string, if I take my middle finger, my 2nd finger, and hold down the 2nd fret of the G string, that becomes a low A note. So now you have an additional note. You have a G, an A, you also have the open C, you have the open E, and you have the open A. Now we're going to add an additional note to our repertoire here on the C string as well. Again, 2nd fret, the 2nd fret of the C string, press down, the C note now turns into a D. Okay, so on the G string, we know the G, 2nd fret turns it into A. On the C string, we know the C, 2nd fret turns it into a D. Onward we go to the E string, the open E string here. If I hold down the 3rd fret, we are no longer on the 2nd fret. On the 3rd fret of the E string, now I have a high G. So you have a low G over here and a high G on the 3rd fret of the E string. Okay? So open E, 3rd fret of the E string makes it a G. And then open A, this is our 1st string A, 3rd fret on the A string makes it a C. So we have 2 Cs. So let me review each of these notes. G, 2nd fret A, 3rd string C, 2nd fret D, E, 3rd fret G, A, 3rd fret C. Let's do that again. G, 2nd fret A, C, 2nd fret D, E, 3rd fret G, A, 3rd fret C. Now if you look in your in the PDF that I'm including along with a link to this video, then you can see a lesson called the Pentatonic Scale amidst those pages. Take a look at the Pentatonic Scale. That's those 8 notes that I've just introduced you to. Okay? And do your best to learn how to play those 8 notes up and down the fretboard. The first time you try it, you might want to go really slowly, play each note 8 times. Now you have lots of time to look and think about what your next note is going to be, because you have 8 beats to figure out what the next note is going to be. And so on and so forth, up the notes and then down the notes. As you get better, play fewer notes. Play it a little faster. Play each note 4 times. Until eventually you can play the entire, this is called the pentatonic scale. You'll be able to play the entire pentatonic scale, something like this. And again, those were the 8 notes that I used at the very beginning of this video. And you can see how rich of a sound you can get just from those 8 notes. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me. Hope you got something out of this video, and more to come.